Hello. It's Yay, aka MODISHYE. And today is the day I share some savvy tips to use to check off your to-do list faster. Over the Christmas break in 2022, I spoke to a sophomore in college and I asked her, if you could give advice to a freshman, what would you tell him or her? She said she would tell them to manage their time well. Her response got me thinking, in a practical sense, what does that look like? And that is how the creation of this video came about, because I do believe it is quite critical when navigating the college experience. The preliminary step would be to brain dump. This means writing down your unorganized ideas and thoughts on paper. Next, you want to organize these thoughts into a calendar. In my video that discusses how to get an A when taking a summer class, I mentioned the importance of having a calendar to write down all your assignment deadlines and tests. But if you need a refresher, I highly encourage you to check out that video right here. Number 1, break down the task of completing an assignment or studying for a test into smaller tasks. For instance, I look at my monthly calendar and I see that the big task is that I have a financial management exam in 3 weeks. Preferably after class, I would review my notes and the professor's notes or PowerPoint slides and read the chapters that will be covered on the exam. However, I am aware that other students and I do not do this consistently. So realistically, what does this mean? Well, I would place days within the week to study. If that means I study 2 chapters daily or weekly up to the exam, then that is what I will have to do. Suddenly, the large task does not seem so unachievable and overwhelming. I am sure you've heard the adage, Rome was not built in a day. Well, apply that saying to your classes. Number 2, now that the tasks have been broken down into bite-sized tasks, there needs to be a system for how we would complete the task and monitor our progress. Several techniques have been recommended to use by YouTubers, which you can find using the search bar. The 3 techniques that I use are the top 3, the Pomodoro method, and time blocking. When I decide to use the top 3, I like to put the date and the words to-do list on top. Then I have one main task, which is numbered 1. This means that it is essential, and even if I do nothing else, I can say well done to myself because I got the most essential thing done. For number 2, I list 3 medium-sized tasks, and for 3, I list 5 small tasks. The Pomodoro method allows you to focus on a task for 25 minutes and then take breaks of 5 or 15 minutes. If you have a problem starting a task, the Pomodoro method is a great option because I have a feeling once you start, you will be motivated to continue until the task is finished. And if not, that is why the breaks are in place. The last technique that can be used to monitor your progress is time blocking. In essence, you carve a range of time to complete a task or several. Some tasks take longer for me to complete. If I want to study chapter 3 for financial management and I include reading my notes, the slides, practicing problems, I probably won't be finished by 10:30. However, if I say from 9:30 to when I go to bed at 12:30 to study chapter 3, I have given myself flexibility and less rigidity. This is helpful because I can really engross myself in the subject matter without sighing when the alarm goes off at 10:30, and I have barely scratched the surface. Something else that I believe is worth mentioning when considering time blocking is the idea of doing all your tasks for a particular subject at once. Essentially, this will give you the opportunity to complete all your weekly tasks for that subject once rather than spreading them out over several days. This can look like completing 2 quizzes and reading the assigned article that will be discussed in the next class. The third tip, which has to do with examining your strengths and weaknesses, will be shared in a blog post which you can access in the description box down below. Before you go, let's recap what has been discussed so far. Brain dump, organize, manage small tasks, monitor through systems, then examine strengths and weaknesses to outsource. Yes, that sounds about right. If you enjoyed this video about managing your time in an academic setting, please please like for more school advice videos. If you can't wait for my next tips video, check out this one right here about the 4 steps to take when choosing your college major. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!